Hello guys, thank you for joining us today. As I said in the email, we will have a different activity today, right? We have first, we have a mini lecture university level done by Dr. B. Okay, she will be talking about SWOT analysis, and then we will you guys will be divided into teams, and you guys going to work in a challenge. Okay, so first of all, I just want to welcome, and we can have Dr. B's lectures.
Let me just share my screen. And here we go. So good morning, everybody. As Raphael said, I am Dr. Baumanis. People have a hard time saying my name, so Dr. B works. And I am your director for Academy. I've been doing this job for a few years now. It is a volunteer job for me, but it's very near and dear to my heart. I love what we do for the global community, providing an education, a global education at the university level for people all over the world. And for Academy specifically for pre-college students. And as a university professor, I think that it's really an integral part of your, let's just say, preparation for the university to participate in an activity like X-Culture Academy. And I hope that you guys enjoy your experience, you stay focused. Again, it's not an easy project. Getting to know people from all over the world is interesting, but you also have to exercise some skills. You have to learn how to work through conflicts. You have to learn how to manage your time. You have to learn how to understand time zones. So there are a lot of things that you have to prepare for in order to work in a global community. And I hope that we at Academy can help you achieve those goals. Okay, so your mini lecture is going to be on a SWOT analysis. Now, when you guys do your background of your company and your industry, one of the things that you will want to do is a SWOT analysis or a Porter's 5 Forces. These two are tools that kind of help you navigate and put a framework together on how to create a very nicely put analysis that is easily understood by your clients. And as you know, here at X-Culture, our clients are real businesses around the world. And what they're looking for is something very short and succinct and very well thought of. So hopefully this little bit of practice will kind of give you an introduction to that. I know a lot of you guys are at the middle school and high school level and you really don't understand what that is yet. And then for those of you who are professionals, already working in the field, you know, you may have forgotten what a SWOT analysis is, and this is just a brief introduction. Okay, so quick outline. Again, this is a very short lecture, so just an understanding that a SWOT analysis comprises of the internal and external environment of the business, and then in the end, we'll practice. Okay, so again, SWOT stands for strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Strength and weaknesses are internal the organization. It is inside the company and it directly impacts the business. So strengths are those things that help the business become more fortified, meaning that whatever their core competence is, whatever they do it so well that it really strengthens the way that they do business. Weaknesses are the things that trip them up. And what I mean about that, that's kind of like a colloquial term, you guys. So for those of you guys who are not in the American environment, trip them up means that, let's just say it's a metaphor, right? Like when you're walking down the road and all of a sudden there's a big obstacle in the road and then you trip on it. And it kind of puts you off balance, right? So these weaknesses that put you off balance can actually hurt the company. So one of the examples that I like to use, because almost everybody has them, is Apple. So I don't know if you can see. I am an Apple girl. My computer is an Apple. My phone is an Apple. I have an iPad next to my bed. I have an iPad, a full-size iPad at my university that I use to teach classes. So I'm an Apple girl. However, Apple not only has its strengths, but it also has its weaknesses. So for example, and again, strengths and weaknesses are internal, okay? So one of the strengths is that Apple's brand, the logo, their values, their vision, the brand is a global brand that is, I believe it is the #1 most recognized brand. And it is today the world's most valuable brand. So that is really like, nobody can chase that. That is such a strong strength that nobody can chase that. Also, the brand itself is people's brand of choice. If you were given the opportunity to choose a brand between Huawei or Samsung, they've run analysis on this, and this is the global brand of choice. Doesn't mean that they all have it, but if they had the choice, it would be the one that they would choose. Apple is also a leader in research and development. They are extremely proficient in the way that they do research and development. They look to the future, to how the new generation is going to pivot. They look at things that that interest the new generation. For example, I don't know if this is in your country, but in the United States, in many of our cars, we have Apple capabilities. So you actually have, I believe it's Apple Car is what it's called. I'm not really sure what the name of it is, but you can actually sync your Apple technology to your car. And there is your playlist, there is your text messages, your emails. Your car will actually read your emails to you. And you just walk into your car, get in your car, and the car itself will sync up with your iPhone. Okay, but all companies have weaknesses. Again, these are the things that trip them up, right? So it's a very expensive product. All Apple products are in, if you remember, so some of you guys haven't taken economics yet, but in economics, we have this concept called elasticity, price elasticity. And a price elasticity is the price that the target market is willing to pay. There's a floor and there's a ceiling. Again, it's the price that the target market is willing to pay, a floor and a ceiling. Apple is always pushing the ceiling on that price elasticity. They want to make the most, of course, this is a business, guys. They want to make the most money out of their products. The challenge with that is we have 7.5 billion people in the world. A very small percentage of those people have the capability, maybe 30%, have the capability to purchase the Apple brand. Now, that means that they're leaving 70% of the people on the table. So that is a weakness. They are also very incompatible with other technologies. Oh my gosh, when I first got my iPad, I was working at a university that used Dell and Microsoft products. And I purchased a MacBook for myself, and it did not have the Windows, which is a Microsoft product. It did not have the Windows software installed. And I was trying to use the software that came with a MacBook. And again, I was working with Dell for over 20 years at my other university. And the kids in Academy will tell you, the coaches in Academy will tell you, I couldn't figure out how to open the PowerPoint. I mean, it was like the worst feeling of, you know, here I was so versed in the other software that I couldn't learn quick enough quick enough how to use the Apple software. The good thing is that Apple has a licensing agreement with Microsoft, and I was able to get the Microsoft Office installed into my MacBook. But yeah, the software that they have is very incompatible with other technologies. I mean, if there's a way to sync them, I don't know what it is, but yeah, that's one of their weaknesses. And also, you know, Apple's been accused of monopolistic behavior. Now, if you understand risk, right? Business risks. So this is one of the things that you'll probably do in your PESTEL analysis. PESTEL stands for political, economic, socio, technological, environmental, and legal components of doing business in another country. And in terms of legal, characteristics, Apple, they are a very monopolistic company, and in some countries in the world, this is very unfair, and they have this competitive advantage really makes them strong, but it also sometimes keeps them out of doing business in those countries. I believe it was the European Union who, and it might still be going on through the world courts. So the World Trade Organization is the one that manages all of these legal lawsuits. But I believe one of them is that they have a monopoly in so many of the technologies that it creates an unfair business practice for all of their competitors in those markets. Okay, so let's talk about the next thing, which is opportunities and threats. Again, strengths and weaknesses internal to the organization. Opportunities and threats are external to the organization. So external means that those are the things outside of the company that directly impact the business. Now, I don't want you to get this confused with PESTEL, because you'll get a PESTEL overview too, and we'll make sure that we can get you somebody who'll teach you how to do PESTEL. But the O and the T in the SWOT directly impacts the business. When you do PESTEL, PESTEL is, again, political, environmental, social, technological, economic, then environmental, and then legal. Those are all external to the organization, but indirectly affects the organization. Whereas the O and the T of the SWOT directly affects the organization. Okay, so let me say that again. Opportunities and threats in the SWOT directly impacts the organization. And the PESTEL is all external and indirectly affects the organization. Okay. Okay, so moving on with the O and the T. O stands for opportunities, and these are the good things that happen and help the company business grow. Again, external to the organization, and somebody in the organization has to always have a pulse check on what's happening outside of the organization. Threats are those bad things that happen that could hurt the business. Again, has nothing to do with the organization. They can't do anything about it. But if they understand that these things are happening, then they can pay attention to it, and then they can monitor as things evolve as to how it affects the company. So I'm going to go back to the Apple example. Excuse me for a second. Do you like my coffee cup? I've had this coffee cup. You can't even see it.
You can't see it properly.
It's a Campbell's soup. Let me see if I can do it. There. It's a Campbell's soup coffee cup that is 35 years old. It's a classic. And you guys probably know that Campbell's soup is an American brand that has gone global. I like that cup. Okay, so let's go back to what are some of the examples of opportunities and threats. Okay, so Apple Inc. has a growing and consistently growing smartphone market. So what does that mean? Well, let's take China, for example. China has 1.45 billion people. Today, they are the #2 economy in terms of gross domestic product, GDP. That means that much more of their population is moving into the middle income bracket. And middle income brackets are the ones who want to have smartphones. In fact, it's almost a necessity in China because they have what they call the smart cities, which is a whole other story, but they have these smart cities and smart technology is required in order to live in that environment, okay? However, remember what we said about the weakness, that it is a high priced item. So only a small portion of that population will actually opt to buy an Apple. However, external, again, this is an opportunity, external, this is something that Apple can be taking a look at to see, oh, how big is our target market and can we increase our market share in that economy? Okay, we also have now, and this is your generation, you guys are becoming like the workforce of the future. And many, many, many people are choosing to be a part of the IT or the AI workforce. So IT is information technology and AI is artificial intelligence. And if I was to put money in it, I would say that at least 33% of you guys who are in this lecture right now are probably thinking of one of those two industries. And then also the third thing is that we have growing new technological industry demand. So there are all sorts of opportunities that Apple can start to think about, including in their offerings. So wearable tech is one of them. So you guys know that the iPhone is actually linked to an iWatch. Oh, I forgot to put my Apple Watch on. But there is an Apple Watch that links to your iPhone that can detect your pulse rate. I mean, I think you can even upgrade it to where it detects like your body temperature, whether or not your pulse rate is going up or down, and then it tracks it, right? So those are all wearable technologies that can eventually help the healthcare industry. Again, it's still all in pilot right now, but it's a great opportunity for them. However, there are several threats that are going on in the world right now. Of course, you guys know about the pandemic, and I only picked a few of them, otherwise we'll be here all day. One of them that is huge right now is a global shortage of the microchips. Apple is a company that sources resources all over the world. And everything today needs microchips. And there is a global shortage of microchips, not only from the production point of view, because people are, with the COVID, people are not working, factories are shutting down, and this is creating a lag in the supply chain. So hopefully it will catch up, but there is a shortage. Also, there are a lot of counterfeits and copycats, and this is prevalent in Asia, unfortunately. A lot of the new products that are coming out, they'll buy, whatever new technology is hot and trendy, and then they'll reverse engineer it, improve it a little bit, and then all of a sudden they have a new product. And then also there is increasing competition. And I put Huawei here because I want to talk about, again, going back to the China market, where if you are a company doing business in China, you have to be involved somehow in ownership with a Chinese organization, whether it's another joint venture with a Chinese company, or having part ownership or selling part of your ownership to somebody in China that will help you launch your company. Again, If you want to do business in China, there has to be part ownership of some Chinese organization in your company. And we won't get into the details of that because I don't want us to get blocked on YouTube, but there is it is very closely monitored. But the Huawei is a company that is able to take the technology, manufacture it to a scale where the price per unit is significantly lower. It is an affordable cell phone. It's banned here in the United States, so I actually have not seen one. I've only seen it on YouTube, but my students tell me that the Huawei phone is actually pretty good. The challenge in the United States, why it was banned, is because it is, I believe, a security breach because, all your information goes on the phone. And if a Chinese organization would have access to that, and it is their right to have access to that, it's a part of, in the American legal system, it is a violation of our privacy. So we'll leave it at that. Okay, so that's actually the short and sweet lecture of the SWOT analysis. I do want to give you one more explanation of threats. As you guys know, and this is near and dear to the X-Culture family, right? Right now, there is a threat of an invasion from Russia into the Ukraine, and you guys know that our founding president, Dr. Vaz Taraz, is from the Ukraine, and then many, many, many people in our X-Culture family are in the Ukraine. The admin assistant to the president's office, Julia, is in the Ukraine. Yevgeny, who was one of our X-Culture Academy employee for a long time, is in the Ukraine. And Russia is amping up, preparing to, hopefully it doesn't happen, but preparing for an invasion. Now, how does that affect X-Culture Academy? So I know that you guys have practice going on right now, but just thinking about that is a threat that's happening right now. And again, very near and dear to the X-Culture Academy. So I'm going to stop sharing so that I can let our wonderful coaches lead you in the activity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. B. Thank you for the lecture.
My pleasure. And I hope that you guys took notes and you can rewatch this in the recording.
And now I will divide you guys into teams. Okay, so I will send the challenge to you, and also a couple. Each team will have coaches to guide you. Okay, so have fun and work on SWOT analysis from X-Culture. Just line me up. You guys will have around 20 to 25 minutes to get together and work on the challenge. Okay, see you soon.
Hi, I'm gonna go open the meeting in the coaches meeting because Madalena is there. Okay.
Okay. That's fine. Thank you, Dr. B, for joining.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hello.
Hey, were you able to finish the task?
Yeah, kind of. Thank you for the extended time.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think we needed that, but I think we were largely able to get through. We got through the SWOT analysis and we started looking at potential solutions from that as well. So I think it did go well.
Okay, that's good. So just to give you an overall, this was just a simulation, okay? So maybe for the practical phase, you're going to have different partners, but overall, I just want to feel the experience on how to work in an international team and how you're going to build everything with your team throughout the semester, okay? Next week, we will have a similar activity, but regarding 5 Porters Force, okay? So I hope you guys join as well. Do you guys have any questions, problems, concerns? Oh, great. Thank you for reminding me. Can you guys open your camera and maybe we can take a picture all together? So just to have a record for our first practical
Yeah,
phase simulation.
Also, don't forget to do this because this is the X culture symbol. So if you guys could just do that, that would be great. And
Yes.
yeah, so like just like if you guys could just like hold your hands up and I'll just take a photograph. All right, so one.
Please take a good picture, Tejas.
Yes, I will. I'll try my best. It's a screenshot. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Great, got it. And let me just like change my screen because some of you guys weren't captured because you guys were on a different window.
Yeah.
So if you could just like bring your hands up once again. All right, 1, 2, 3. Great.
Okay.
Thanks, guys. That was great.
Now one with you, right, Teja? So
Okay, fine, fair enough.
okay.
Okay.
So if you guys want to do once again, please, so we can have pictures from Tejas.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, go.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you guys. I hope you have great time today, and I hope to see you guys next weekend. Okay. If you guys have any questions, feel free to send to academy@s-org. Let me paste it here, and I'll be glad to answer. One thing, Tejas, can you share the Discord link to everyone again?
Yep. So everyone, if you aren't already on Discord, I don't even know what you guys are doing. We actually have a virtual community on Discord for the entire academy. It's fun. We do stuff over there. We have like games, etc. So just hang on tight. Discord's just starting up for me, and I'll just send you guys a link. And to join the Discord server, just click on the invite link and just join in. If you don't have a Discord account, you can just click on sign up, and it'll direct you to a few steps. Remember, it's not really going to be very complex. And if you ever need any help with the application, feel free to reach out to me either on Discord or via email. Or you can also like send your queries to Rafael, and Rafael, if you could forward them to me. So here's the link, guys, and click on that to join in if you wish.
Okay. So thank
Yep.
you. Thank you very much for joining, and see you next weekend, guys. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye bye.